Liverpool began their Premier League campaign with 3 points against Bournemouth, but the performance raised as many questions as it answered. Supporters left Anfield satisfied by the win, yet uneasy about how porous the defense looked and how reliant the team already seems on individual brilliance. Victory is always welcome on the opening weekend, but the manner of it left more than a few fans wondering whether this side has truly tightened up enough to defend their crown. Winning a title is one thing, defending it is always harder, and Arne Slot will have to prove his side are ready for the unique pressures that come with being hunted rather than hunting. Slot, now in his second season in charge after guiding Liverpool to the title last year, knows that expectations are higher than ever. The Dutchman has a side that is being widely tipped to dominate again, but the reality of the opening weekend showed just how fragile a title defense can be. Former Liverpool defender Jamie Carragher has been quick to highlight where Slot's problems lie, despite Mohamed Salah, Hugo Ekitike, Cody Gakpo, and Federico Chiesa all finding the net against Bournemouth. Carragher argues that the squad still lacks depth in forward areas. Time is running out for the clubs to secure the firepower needed, Carragher wrote in The Telegraph, a statement that has struck a nerve among fans who have long demanded one more marquee forward. If Isak is not a Liverpool player early next week, he and Slot must accept that it is not going to happen in this transfer window. His words were blunt, but they carried a truth that the Anfield faithful cannot ignore. For all the praise Liverpool's recruitment has received this summer, the next few days will define whether the squad is complete or left. Dangerously short, Carragher has been clear about the scale of the task. Slot will not defend the crown with only 3 standout attackers of Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo, and Hugo Ekitike. The burden is too heavy, especially when Salah will leave for Africa Cup of Nations duty in December. Injuries, fatigue, and fixture congestion are cruel realities of a title race, and Liverpool cannot afford to gamble. That is why many are urging ruthlessness in the market. It cannot be Isak or no one. Whatever the backup plan is, it must be activated quickly before the window slams shut. Isak remains the headline target. The Swedish striker Liverpool have been monitoring for months. Negotiations with Newcastle have dragged on, with hope but no final agreement. That single-minded pursuit has come at the cost of exploring other options. Carragher fears that stubbornness could backfire because Liverpool's rivals have shown no hesitation in strengthening aggressively. Manchester City wasted no time in bolstering their depth. Arsenal have invested in areas of weakness, and even Tottenham and Chelsea continue to reshape with intent. Slot, meanwhile, faces the challenge of balancing patience with urgency, knowing that another striker is not a luxury but a necessity. Names have floated in the rumor mill. Rodrygo goes of Real Madrid. Malik Fofana, even fleeting mentions of other continental talents, but nothing concrete has materialized. Chiesa's impact from the bench against Bournemouth showed his quality, but he too is adapting, and beyond him the line looks thin once you account for possible injuries and Salah's absence. That fragility is what keeps fans uneasy despite the talent on display. Liverpool's success last season was built on balance, a midfield rebuilt with Gravenberch, Allister, and Szoboszlai, pulling strings alongside veterans like Endo, Jones, and Elliott. The addition of Florian Wirtz this summer injected stardust into an already strong core, and many argue it is the finest midfield in England. But even with that platform, football is often decided in both penalty boxes. A misfiring front line, or a leaky defense, can undo all the creativity in between. And Liverpool's back four against Bournemouth did little to calm nerves. The clean sheet is already gone, and the defensive lapses were alarming enough to remind supporters that another centre-back should also be high on the priority list. This is where Carragher's warning becomes more than just punditry. Champions are judged by how they evolve, and stagnation is the enemy. Slot cannot afford to rely solely on last season's formula. Rivals have adapted, and the pace of the Premier League leaves no room for complacency. For Liverpool, transfer decisions in the coming days could make or break their campaign. Amidst the noise around forwards, another name has emerged quietly but significantly. Liverpool are reportedly in the race to sign Crystal Palace's Adam Wharton, a midfielder described by teammates as a joy to play with. valued at £69 million and chased by European giants including Real Madrid, Manchester United, and Manchester City, Wharton has quickly risen to prominence. His composure on the ball, intelligence in possession, and cultured left foot have drawn comparisons to some of the game's best deep-lying playmakers. At just 21, he represents the kind of long-term project that Liverpool's recruitment model has always thrived upon. Palace will fight hard to keep him, especially after losing Carragher'S to Arsenal and facing constant links around Mark Guéhi. Yet the allure of Anfield is strong, and Liverpool have proven they can convince elite young talents that their future lies under the cop. As himself called Wharton.com, composed and mature beyond his years. High praise from a player who knows him better than most. Adding Wharton would not solve the immediate striker issue, but it would strengthen the foundation of a squad built to dominate for years. The bigger question, though, is whether Liverpool can juggle multiple priorities with the clock ticking. A striker to replace or support Salah, a defender to shore up vulnerabilities, and now a midfielder who could be the next jewel in Slot's crown. It is a delicate balancing act, one that could define not just this season but the club's trajectory. Over the next 5 years, for now, the story remains the same. Liverpool are champions under Slot, but champions must evolve to stay on top. The next week could determine whether this squad is remembered for defending their title with dominance, or for stumbling because crucial opportunities were missed. The ball is in Liverpool's court, and with every passing day, the urgency only grows louder.